Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Praja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Praja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Praja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so let's go over this Sri Isha Upanishad verse, which everyone should have pretty much memorized by now, hopefully. And then we'll go into the Srimad-bhagavatam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Okay, anyone from memory?
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Purnat Purnam Udachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnasya Purnam Adaya
Purnameva Vashishyate
Purnam Eva Vashishyate.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnameva Vashishyate.
Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Now, the translation from memory.
Oh, no, okay.
Try it. You remember any of it?
No, I remember the idea, but not the
Okay. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Okay, so we'll go on to the Srimad-bhagavatam verse. That's this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading today from the Srimad-bhagavatam, 8th canto, chapter 5, text 45, and the title of the chapter is
The Demigods appealing.
The Demigods Appeal to the Lord for Protection. Okay, so 45. Satwang no darshayatmanam asmat karana gocharam prapananam didrikshunam sasmitang te mukham bhujam Satwang no darshayatmanam asmat karana gocharam prapananam didrikshunam sasmitang te mukham bhujam Satwang no darshayatmanam asmat karana gocharam prapananam didrikshunam sasmitang te mukham bhujam Satwang no darshayatmanam asmat karana gocharam prapananam didrikshunam sasmitang te mukham bhujam Satwang no darshayatmanam asmat karana gocharam prapananam dirikshanam sasmikante mukambujam. Word for word synonyms. Saha, he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Twam, you are my Lord. Naha, to us. Darshaya, be visible. Atmanam, in your original form. Asmat karana, Asmat karana gocharam, appreciable by our direct senses, especially by our eyes. Prapananam, we are all surrendered unto you. The Drikshunam, yet we wish to see you. Sasmitam, smiling. Te, your. Mukha ambujam, lotus-like face. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The devotees are always eager to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form, with his smiling lotus-like face. They are not interested in experiencing the impersonal form. The Lord has both impersonal and personal features. The impersonalists have no idea of the personal feature of the Lord. The Lord Brahma and the members of his disciplic succession want to see the Lord in his personal form. Without a personal form, there can be no question of a smiling face. Yes. Which is clearly indicated here by the words Sasmitam te mukambujam. Those who are in the Vaishnava Sampradaya of Brahma always want to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are eager to realize the Lord's personal feature, not the impersonal feature. As clearly stated here, Asmat Karana Gocharam. The personal features of the Lord can be directly perceived by our senses. Which means we actually can see God if he wants to reveal himself to us. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Dina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Here's a place on that. So, so the Lord's devotees, at least in the line that we are following, actually want to see Krishna in his original form. The impersonalists, they have no interest in seeing Krishna in his personal form. As far as they're concerned, that personal form is just Maya. It's not real. It's temporary. That's what they think. They think Brahman, the Brahman feature is everything. Is the perfection, the highest goal. So they aspire to be to merge into that and hopefully stay there forever. But the personalist, personalism is higher than impersonalism. Personalism is higher than impersonalism. So, and Krishna, for God to be complete, he has to have all features. So God, Krishna, he has his impersonal side, as we're reading in the purport, and he has his personal side. But the impersonal side, the Brahmajyoti, is actually just the effulgence from Krishna's body. And this Brahmajyoti is, I guess it's quite effulgent. And the spirit souls who are inclined towards the impersonalism and become qualified, they can merge into that effulgence for some time. But they don't. But beyond that is the personal feature of Krishna. So the whole spiritual world is effulgent, is lit up. Why? Because the effulgence is coming from Krishna's body. You can imagine. We sometimes we look at somebody and they're very happy. You say they have you have a very some kind of aura like this. So Krishna's aura is there too, but his aura is actually lights up the whole spiritual and the material worlds. His effulgence. So that Brahmajyoti is nothing but the effulgence of the Lord, but that Lord the Lord has form. So here referring to his smiling face. And this is what the devotees aspire to be able to see. And towards that end, is one reason that deity worship is very important, because we regularly see whatever our particular service is, and if you're in the temple and there are deities, you're going to regularly see those deities, and that means they're personal, and the deities are not just personal to just look at. Deities are here to you can see the personal features, but they're not here just to look at. They're here to accept our service, which is also all part of how we develop the personal mood. Because just like we're reading, I think it was related to the one song we sang, the Oi Vaishnava Thakur, and there's 6 good qualities, and the loving exchanges, accepting prasadam and giving and receiving prasadam, speaking confidentially, listening to someone speak to them confidentially, and
revealing both.
Well, that's the confidential.
Yes, accepting and giving charitable gifts.
Yes.
Giving and receiving prasadam, and as you mentioned, speaking
Inquiring confidentially, and speaking, inquiring confidentially, or if you're who you're inquiring from is speaking to you, so they're speaking confidentially, like that. Yes. So, and these are all these are exchanges between devotees, But the same idea in deity worship, you can you have some problem. Krishna certainly knows our problems. He's got an inside connection here. He knows our problems before we know our problems. So if we have some problem, we have some anxiety, we have something we can't figure out, we can't figure out how to get by, then you pray to Krishna. Krishna's there. He's very personal. We have some problem, and you can also reveal your mind, your feelings, your consciousness to Krishna. And of course, we can say, well, why do that? Krishna knows everything anyway, right? But we're trying to become personal. We have our tendency is being kind of impersonal, and everything's becoming very impersonal, more and more. And before people would come together and talk and communicate and write legible letters to each other like that. Now it's just you get on your phone and somebody sends you a text message and you tap a thing and it has a picture of a smile or a picture with a unhappy face or something like that. It becomes very, or family members would sit together and actually have their dinner together, but now maybe all 5 family members are there and everyone's got a phone in front of them and doing their coming here sending messages and ignoring everyone else. So there's a tendency to be impersonal. There's a tendency like that, but we are trying to become personal because we want to develop a personal relationship with God, and a personal relationship with the devotees of God, right? So in deity worship, it's like that. There's so many. Just like deity worship, you wake Krishna up in the morning. He has beds. He's got a bed. Yeah. So he either lay him the small deities directly in the beds, or sometimes we're kind of shorthanded here. It's hard to keep up with everything properly. But the idea is you actually lay the deity down in the bed. The small deities, the big deities, of course, you can't do anything. But the small deities are for that purpose. So you can actually lay them down. You can do more for them as far as bathing them. We take shower in the morning, but Krishna also takes a shower. But we give him the shower, pour water on him, chant his glories. Chantamani prakara sadmasakalpa viksha. You hear that sometimes. Yeah, from Brahma Sankirtan. So we're bathing the deities at that point. And we're singing his glories while we're doing it. So you bathe him, you dry him off, you put on his undergarments. The Jagannath deities, they have like petticoats. That's the undergarment. For Gaura Nitai, they have something else. It's a different style, but we dress them, and then we put on they change their undergarments, and then we dress them, and try to dress them very nicely because Krishna is the best dresser. Krishna's actually said is one of his qualities is he's a very meticulous dresser. Even it said, read Nectar of Devotion, even it said when Krishna is getting ready to kill a demon, he's not afraid of the demons, but he'll which demon was it? One particular demon was mentioned he was killing when they attacked out in the field when they were taking care of the cowherd. With the cowherd boys, they're taking care of the cows and the calves. And some demon came. Every day there's a new demon to fight. So this particular demon came, and Krishna was getting ready to kill him, but he had to make sure his he was dressed properly, his belt was just straight, and all that. He took all care like that, and then he went in and he smashed the guy, the demon, he killed him. So that's Krishna. So he likes to dress nicely. He likes to dress nicely, and we who are dressing like to dress him nicely. Wearing nice fancy clothes, nice crown or nice turban sometimes, like that. And Krishna is called what's the word? Vanamali. That's the name I couldn't remember the other day. It means he's always covered with garland, forest flowers and garlands made from forest flowers. Of course, we get our flowers that are grown in other places and get them shifted. But he's in Vrindavan, so there are flowers everywhere, lots of flowers in where Krishna is living when he manifests his pastimes. So his devotees go and they collect the flowers and make garlands, and sometimes Krishna makes garlands himself, and he puts them here, and he puts them here, like a bracelet, wraps around here. Of course, he wears them here. He has his, sometimes he wears a garland, it's called a Vayajanti garland. Vayajanti garland means it's got 5 kinds of flowers, and it's the length of it, if you're wearing it, the length of it goes down to the knees. So that's that Vayajanti garland. So he likes dressing nicely. So we are trying to become personal with Krishna. So every day we dress him. Every day we feed him. We give him, Krishna eats so many times a day. We cannot eat so many times a day. We wouldn't be able to digest.
And how many times a week?
We have here, it might vary a little bit from one temple to the other, depending on what's practical. Let's see, there's an offering before Mongol Arti, that's the milk sweets. There's an offering, the fruit offering comes after that. And there's the Raj Bhoga offering, the lunch, yeah. And then there's something in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, what time is the offering? 4:45, I think, as it goes on. And then there's something in the evening. So that's 5 currently that we do. And our offerings now are not very, well, the Raj Bhoga is reasonable. Milk sweets, we're doing what we can do. Our offerings were much more before. So if anyone tried to take one plate, because we offer on 4 separate plates for the deities. But if anyone tried to eat one plate of what we offer to Krishna, and all day long eat what he's eating, we wouldn't be able to do it very long. But Krishna eats a lot. He accepts whatever we can offer him, like that. So, but again, we're trying to become personal with Krishna. We're trying to become personal. So we offer the best things we can offer for him. So we dress him, we feed him, we wake him up in the morning, we put him in bed at night. And Shri Gauranitai, Shri Radha Vraja Vihari, Jagannath, Balaram, Lady Subhadra, Ki. And the mood which we can try to develop, it's a proper mood to try to develop, it's just like just like when in Vrindavan, when Krishna is present, he goes out to the fields with the cows. So when he's away, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and the gopis and others who are still in the town, in the Vrindavan village, those devotees, they're all day long. They're just like, when is Krishna going to come home? Because they just want to see him. and he's away for a few hours with the cows. So when's he going to come back? It becomes like almost intolerable because they just so here the same deity worship includes the same thing. If we take advantage of it, we 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 um, and this is something we can pray to Krishna to help us to develop this mood. So deities go to sleep at night at, well, as soon as we dress them right now, so maybe right around 8 o'clock. And so if someone might say someone comes to the evening arti, so at 7 o'clock the curtains close. So Krishna, and then but the mood we'd like to develop is, you know, when are we going to see Krishna again? You know, we know we'll see Krishna again in the morning, but the consciousness is like, how can I wait? How can I wait till morning? And it's like it's an intense desire. If we're on that level of Krishna consciousness, is an intense desire to when will I actually be able to see Krishna again? And that thinking about Krishna and looking forward to seeing him, and that some spiritual anxiety. When will I see him? I can't tolerate it any longer, like that. And then comes Mongol Arti, and the conch shell blows. Oh, finally, Krishna. And then of course the Krishna's cowherd friends, who are all coming around his house in the morning, waiting to go out with him to take out the cows early in the morning. They're in that anxiety all night because they're not with Krishna during the night. They're all in their own homes. So they're thinking like that, and they're finally very happy. They see Krishna, but even out in the field, Krishna is, he's with his cowherd friends, but sometimes he secretly slips away and has some meeting with the gopis and like that. So his friends, seeing that he's, where is he? And again, big anxiety, spiritual anxiety, the feeling of separation is called. That feeling becomes very intense. So the same thing in deity worship, we can try to develop that kind of mood. When will I see Krishna again? And that feeling of separation is actually very favorable if we're on the sadhana platform. It's very favorable for increasing the intensity of our desire to be with Krishna, to see Krishna. It's good if we can develop that. So different ways, so many ways we do things to develop that personal relationship with Krishna. We make flower garlands, we make flower vases. And of course, Krishna's sleeping in his bed, so sometimes we have to wash his sheets, and like we would do of ourselves. You do it for Krishna. And although we don't really do it here, kind of gotten away from some of these details, but in the morning after Mongol Arti, Krishna just gets up and he just ate his meal because Mother Yashoda just gave him something to eat. So he tried to get him out of bed. She didn't realize that he's out playing all night. He's actually out away from the house all night. So she doesn't know that. So he's tired in the morning, and she's trying to wake him up and gives him the milk sweets, which is why we offer milk sweets in the morning. And then he gets up. So, but when we see Krishna for Mongol Arti, he hasn't bathed. We wouldn't dare come into the temple and not bathe before we came to the temple. But Krishna, the first time we see him, he hasn't taken his bath yet. He's got out of bed, ate something, and we're seeing him in his bedroom. This is his bedroom at that time of the morning, and like that. So, but that's part of the developing that personal relationship with Krishna, understanding what he's doing, and we're trying to develop that, intensified our desire to see him in that way. So, and there's a lot more details, but we're talking about being the personal feature of the Lord. And none of these things, none of these what I'm describing, have any meaning for one who's just an impersonalist, who only has no desire but to merge into the effulgence of God. And sometimes they even want to emerge into not just the effulgence, but actually emerge into the body of God, which is also, but that's even worse, because the merge into the body of God means you understand that God has a personal form, and you still don't want to engage in any devotional service. You just want to merge. So, and well, I can go on, but it's 8:28 right now. So let's open up for questions. If there are any questions.
So, in the verse it says, "Please reveal small faith, make it visible to us." Does everyone see the same face, or is it?
In the microphone, close. No, pick up the microphone. You got to speak right into it.
So does everyone see the same face of Krishna, or the person, or each and every person can see differently through his eyes?
Does everyone see the same face?
Yes. Or is someone seeing through his eyes, they're seeing different faces of Krishna? Or does he have?
Krishna has his actual form, so you're actually seeing that, yes.
Non-changing.
Yes.
So if a group of devotees looking at him, they would be seeing the same face.
Yes, the face would be the same, but Krishna's, but everyone has different relationship with Krishna. So when Krishna is, so you may see him in different ways. It's like I said that when Krishna went to Mathura, when he was about 16 years old, he went to Mathura, and it was where the king Kamsa was, the big evil king, the bad guy. So he went there. He was actually invited there. Him and Balaram were invited there. Kamsa had the idea to get them there and kill them. But of course, Krishna is Krishna. So he went to the wrestling arena. And many people came, including inhabitants of Vrindavan, who came because of their anxiety about Krishna. So the wrestlers looked at Krishna and saw him as like death personified. They knew they were in trouble because they saw him like that. The elderly gopis saw Krishna as a most lovable child. The Kamsa saw him in some, must have seen it, like death also. He's all I don't remember all the breakdown now, but everyone there was seeing Krishna, the same Krishna, but they're seeing him in a different way. Now the face maybe looked the same. You asked me about the smiling face. Yeah, the facial features. It wasn't mentioned that they saw the facial features any differently, but they did see but they related to him. They related to him in many different ways.
So it is very possible to depict his appearance very accurately.
I can't hear.
So it is very much possible to depict his appearance very accurately.
Yes, and his features, his bodily features, are given in detail in Nectar of Devotion. Yes, yes, you can. There's not only his bodily features, but his personality. There's a chapter in Nectar of Devotion called Krishna's personality, and there's 60 in another chapter. There's 64 different. He has so many qualities. There's 64 qualities that are mentioned there, and Prabhupada explains each one of them. 64 qualities that Krishna has. That only Krishna has. Only Krishna has all 64. But Srila Prabhupada breaks that down. Or Vishnu has a couple less, or Brahma or Shiva have a little bit less, and all the living entities can have up to 50 of those 64 qualities, but in a small quantity.
Oh, if you have only the maximum that you have, you said is only 50?
The regular Jiva souls, us, if we can, if we become Krishna conscious, we can have 50 of the 64 qualities that Krishna has,
So
but in small quantities, very small.
So the rest 14 are unattainable
For the living entity, yeah. Or Brahma or Shiva, they have. There's a couple more in there. It's broken down in that chapter. Yeah. I'll show you after the class. Look at the Nectar of Devotion.
So if we're looking at the picture, it is really accurate representation of Krishna's appearance.
If the picture is done according to the actual description, yes. His bodily color is probably pretty good. Sometimes his body is shown as like baby blue, but it's not exactly that color. It's more like a dark rain cloud, is what it's described like. So we can look at all these rain clouds we're getting, the dark ones. They're kind of grayish and like that. That's actually as far. Of course, his body is transcendental, so it may not be exactly, but these comparisons are made. So to give us an idea. So his body is actually dark, like it says, like a monsoon rain cloud. Like a heavy, darkish rain cloud. That's how he's described as far as the color goes. His Krishna appears as a baby and he grows up. So as he grows up, there are different features that are described in this part of his life. The Kumara age, he has these features. Going into the next stage, then he has these features, and at the end of that stage, these features develop more. All this is described about Krishna.
You mean physical features?
Yeah, physical features. Yeah, it's again, Nectar of Devotion.
Why is that particular color monsoon?
Why is Krishna the color he is? Because he wants to be. I mean, if we do something, if we create a painting or something, we say, why did you make it that color? Well, you give some explanation. But why is God the color he is? He wants to be. He wants to manifest himself in a different color, and he can do that. I can't give a philosophical reason why Krishna decided to manifest himself in that particular form. It's an eternal form. God has existed from always. He's always existed. So since as long as he's existed, which is since, well, you say the beginning of time, but there is no actual beginning to time, then he's existed, and that's the way he. But is considered. But those who know him, those who are his devotees, those who have contact with him, they consider Krishna extraordinarily beautiful. So we may think, I don't think those rain clouds are so attractive, but it's Krishna. If Krishna is that color, then he's very attractive. He is. We have to take that for. We have to accept that Sometimes Christians painted the color of, like I said, baby blue, which is a nice color. Sometimes it's described as blue, but it's more like a bluish, grayish, blackish. I don't know. Yeah, like the rain cloud. The rain. That's actually a very good analogy, and it's the best thing we can. That's the way it's described. At least in that original form. Lord, when he appears as Lord Nishringanade, he has different bodily features, of course. Does not color, not that color. Questions? Let's make sure nobody came on the question. No comments at all today. So we will end here for today. Tomorrow we go on to verse 46. And anyone watching, if you really want to get a lot out of the class, read ahead. These verses are all available on the database. Read ahead, think about it, take some notes, and then have some good questions. These are good questions, actually. So you have some good questions, and then we'll try to answer. Okay? So we're ending here. All glory is to Srila Prabhupada.